Okay, today we are going to learn how to journalize transactions. At this point, we have already looked at classifying transactions and determining what accounts are impacted. So, right now, I would recommend that you guys have some scratch paper and continue doing the T accounts for each of these transactions to help you better understand which ones are debited and credited. So, in the general journal, we start off with putting the date. We'll call this March of 2020, since that would have been the most recent one. And we have to figure out which account has been impacted. Remember, we always record the debit first. In this case, the account that we're debiting is cash. In this transaction, we will include $10,000 in the debit column. Now, we don't have to put a date here, but we will note the next account which was credited. That will be the capital account. Now, on line 3, what do we include on line 3 from this transaction down here? If you selected the source document or memo number 1, that is correct. Now we're going to take a look at the second transaction, which occurs on March 3rd. On March 3rd, Officer Raz took 2 computers valued at $500 each from his home and transferred them to his business as technology equipment, and that was memo number 2. So we have the first account is technology equipment, and this one's tricky because we have $500, but it's 2 computers valued at $500 each, so that is a total of $1,000 is debited. The second account that is credited is the capital account. That is $1,000, and our source document is memo 2. We're going to take a look at the third transaction, which occurs on March 4th. On March 4th, again, we're going to note the date. And on this transaction on March 4th, what account is debited? Excellent. If you said office supplies, you are correct. That amount is $500. And what account is credited? If you said cash, that is correct. And final question, what is the source document of this transaction? If you said check number 100, that is correct. Moving down, we're going to go to the transaction on March 9th. And on March 9th, Tiger Secure bought a used SUV on account from McGraw Auto Mart for $9,000, and that was invoice number 200. Which account was debited? If you selected the auto account, that is correct. The value is $9,000. And which account is credited? If you said accounts payable, McGraw Automart, you were correct. And finally, which account, or what is the source document? That is invoice number 200. So that's how we journalize in Excel. Remember, we always record the debits first. That kind of gives us an idea of which one is the beginning of a new transaction. And we can actually go in with Excel or Google Sheets and change the formatting of this by highlighting the cells and format as currency. We can also go into accounting. And we can also change the dates. And that might give us a better idea also if we have the day of the week included. So there's all kinds of different formats when you're entering your data. I hope this was helpful. You guys can continue on with the Chapter 6 work using Google Sheets, or you can do it on your paper journals, whatever you prefer. I recommend Google Sheets because that's what accountants would be using if they're not using the accounting software like QuickBooks, which you guys do have access to. If you have any questions, please let me know.